What's up? I'm Sonia, and I thought I would put something together for you. Earlier, I released a discussion on preparing for special events as I'm getting ready for my 30th class reunion, followed by my all-class reunion. At Montclair High School, they have this tradition every 2 years. They have an all-class reunion so that all generations could get together, and it's awesome. I love it. But I wanted to put together a list of things that you should not say, so that you will kind of have a compass, because we need a compass sometimes. Some people, when they hit a blank spot, they start asking stupid bleep questions that could be borderline offensive or even hurtful. So here's my list. Don't ask folks, do you have kids? Or are you planning to have kids? You never know. They may have had a kid and lost a kid. They may have tried to have children and was unable, and it's just so hurtful and painful. And you never know what's in the back of someone else's mind. If they're thinking to themselves, I'm incomplete because I don't have children, or, you know, will people judge me or know that I have fertility issues, or, you know, what are they going to say when I have to say that I lost my kid to X, Y, and Z? So stay away from the do you have kids or are you planning to have kids question. Kind of let that flow, and, you know, by asking stuff like, so tell me about your life, your world, what's going on with you. Very vague, and allow them to open up the can and share with you whatever they will. Number 2 on my list is if someone has multiple kids, don't ask dumb bleep questions like, did you take fertility pills? Oh my God. How did that happen? Don't do it. Or you're very busy, or I know what you two are up to. Stay away from that. Offensive. Some spouses get really offended, and the person that you went to school with too. You just have to be very careful and err on the side of caution. Number 3 on my list is, oh, you have a baby. Are you married? Are you planning on getting married? Are you going to marry your baby daddy or your baby mama? Don't do it. Stay away from comments like that could be condescending, derogatory, invasive, pushy, presumptuous. You want to have a good time, and you want people to smile when they greet you, but more so when they're walking away from you. And you don't want them to have to avoid you for the rest of the event. Number 3, no, that was 3. Number 4 on my list. You have how many children? Some people keep it moving. They just have one and have another, have one and have another. And they create big families. And God says that we should be fruitful and multiple. So there's nothing wrong if a person has one. You know, don't judge them for that. If they got 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If they got 30 kids, don't judge them for that. Just say, wow, you're blessed. And, you know, that's awesome, you know. Remember, err on the side of caution. You know, just be vague and allow them to open up and share whatever they will. Next one is, how are your parents doing? Now, some people are really understanding, but some people are sensitive. You don't know if they still have their parents, or if they're separated from their parents because something happened with the relationship, or if they've lost their parents, one or both of them, if it's been tragic, or, you know, a really bad sickness, or if they're not doing well. Just, you know, tell them, you know, I remember when X, Y, and Z, and, you know, you had always had an awesome family and awesome parents, or something like that. Don't ask how are your parents. Allow them to open up that can. Allow them to walk down that memory lane as you vaguely get in there and smile and, you know, kind of ask them about themselves. Like, how are you? What are you interested in? What you know, what have you been up to? That kind of stuff, you know. Another bad one. So where do you work? Some people don't work at all, been unemployed for a while, and there's a lot of pressure in that. You just don't know how people internalize certain things. Somebody could have just been fired, so you don't want to ask them, where do you work? Allow them to share that with you. That would be best. What's next? You know, I have a cold. I said it. I'm editing my other video right now, but I'm struggling, but I'm still going to share this valuable information. Hold on, pause while I take a drink of water. Hold on. Don't push that button. Okay, can I get through this? Oh my goodness. You've lost weight. I'm choking now because that's my little area. You've gained weight. Who wants to hear that crap? Oh my goodness, you've lost weight. Have you had work done? You don't look the same, you look different. Is your nose slimmer? Don't go there. It's in poor taste. It's tacky, classless, disrespectful, inconsiderate, and rude. Don't do it. Next on my list is don't ask single people, are you dating someone? Some people feel like they haven't dated in years, or they just got through a really bad relationship, or whatever it is. You just don't know what's behind that curtain when you yank it open. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to your classmates. Don't do it to your friends or your colleagues or your family members that you haven't seen. It could be a family reunion, whatever. Remember, tread lightly when you're talking to people. When they greet you with a smile, you want them to leave with a bigger smile, having had a wonderful interaction with you, so they can walk away and say it was just awesome and everybody was great. Don't let them know that you are so stupid you don't know better than to ask that, or so clueless that you don't know better than to say that, or so rude and nasty that you just don't know how to shut up. Okay. So don't ask people if they're single or if they're dating someone. That's just not a good question. If a single person is dating someone, don't ask her or him, do you think you guys are going to get married? Because you see a couple. That's none of your business. And if that were the case, you would see that he put a ring on it, and you wouldn't have to ask that question. And if she's not wearing a ring, it doesn't mean that they're not talking about it. But it's just not fair or right for you to put that kind of pressure on someone else's relationship or on your classmate who you want to greet you with a smile and leave with an even bigger smile because they had a good time talking to you. This cold. 1 minute, 1 second. Pray for me. Finally. Don't ask questions like, remember when you fell off the bar and your pants fell down and you vomited all over yourself and the police officer had to help you out? And do you remember that fight you had? Do you remember that time when such and such broke up with you? Do you remember when you got slapped in the cafeteria? Do you remember that day when someone stole your lunch and you sat there and cried? Don't go down memory lane bringing up stuff that's embarrassing or humiliating. Just because you find humor in it doesn't mean that the next person does. That may be something that they move far away to just live down and watch it die because it taunted them in some capacity. So you got your 10 things. I'm going to go over them one more time because I want you to be clear. And when you see me at a special event, you better do right, because if you don't, I'm going to call you out on it. Don't ask if you have kids or if you're planning to have them. 2, if someone has multiple children, don't ask them if they had fertility treatment or if they just couldn't put brakes on or what. Or if they don't believe in birth control. Oh, you have a baby? Don't ask that question. Are you planning on getting married? Really not smart. You have how many children? You must have your hands full. Don't go there. How are your parents doing? As innocent as that question could be, you just don't know how their parents are doing or if they're even with us anymore. I lost my mom. I'm a strong person. I don't get too offended by that. But if it had been right close to that time, I might have fallen apart and started crying. Who wants to ruin their makeup at a reunion or a gathering or an event that you go out of your way to pull yourself together for? You show up with happiness and joy and anticipation and expectation and a beautiful beat down face, lovely hair. Who wants to mess all that up? Nobody. Who wants to be the one that brings the mood down? Nobody. So don't ask questions like that. Or, I heard you lost your mom. I'm so sorry. Or, I heard you lost your kid, and I'm so sorry. Let me pause that. That's the other one I'm editing. I'm so sorry about that. You know, how are you doing? How are you making out? Don't bring it up. Wrong time, wrong place. Don't bring it up. Don't ask them where they work. Are they working? Don't try to network and get a job at your event. That's not smart. If you exchange information and you develop a rapport of new communication where, you know, you guys are going to be in touch, then obviously more things will come out in the latter discussions, and you can share how you can network together and be of strength, fortitude to one another as we come together. Don't touch the weight loss thing, because a girl was model thin in high school. But I'm different. I've accepted myself. I work on myself. I'm pleased with myself, and it's all good. But some people, all they know how to do is, you blew up. You gained so much weight. Oh my God, what have you been eating? Look at you. There are 2 of you now. Don't even do it. Don't do it. Do yourself a favor and don't talk about weight loss, weight gain. None of it. Oh, you're so skinny now. You were so fat in high school. Did you get a gastric bypass? I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Leave single people alone. If they're by themselves, don't ask them anything about relationships. If they're with someone and they're not married to them, don't get into their business about if they're going to get married or whatever. Stay in your lane. And don't bring up stuff from high school and college and yesteryears that another person may be trying to put behind them. They have a right to put it behind them. I'm Sonia. Thanks for listening. And I hope you pay attention to some of this. It's valuable stuff. Use it, and you might be able to be likable all over again, or for the first time in your life. Be nice.